Thank you for joining me today. Welcome back. In this video, which I intend to keep short, I would like to discuss AUM. A-U-M. Okay, so what I do on my channel is I relate different concepts in life to four main sources: the Paut Neteru, cosmic laws of the universe, the natural laws, and the 12 disciplines of mind. So in this video, I will be relating AUM to those four sources. When you do a simple search of what the symbol or what the term or the phrase or the sound AUM means, most likely you'll be referred to some information dealing with the assumption and belief that this is part of Eastern philosophies, in the sense of East referring to a geographical location and certain peoples of the world. That would be a mistake. The AUM phrase, term, sound, you find in different parts of the world. Law of Correspondence. Different indigenous communities around the world demonstrated AUM in different ways. The Dravidians, who brought it to the Indus Valley, commonly known as areas around India, juristic name India, they had the interpretation that seems to have flourished into what it generally means today. Looking at the Paut Neteru, Law of Correspondence, the ancient Kemetans, ancient Egyptians, had a deep understanding of life. All aspects of life. This is demonstrated, the AUM is demonstrated in the first three Neteru on the Paut Neteru, that being Asar, Tahuti, and Sekert. I'll go into that in a minute. When you do a search on the AUM, it's often referred to something you use to meditate, to balance the chakras. That is the sound of the universe, the sound of the creation of the universe. Okay, it's much more than that. AUM is who we are. We correspond to AUM. That's really the essential nature of consciousness. AUM is consciousness. AUM is creation. And there are actually four aspects to AUM. The A being the conscious mind, corresponding to the conscious mind. The U, corresponding to subconscious or deeper inner mind. The M, representing the separation or non-existence of anything dealing with the physical world. No senses, no physical senses. Often, when you study AUM, you'll be shown or presented with the idea that the A is the creation principle of the universe or consciousness. The U is the preserving nature of the universe of consciousness. And M is the destroying or the destroyer aspect. This principle is also represented in the idea that what I like to call the idea of melanin. Melanin does the same thing, but in physical form. Well, not just physical form. Melanin has many forms as well as a physical form. So AUM is the nature of who we are. It's the nature of the self. The Phoenicians were known as the language people. The Romance languages and many other languages are said to have been created, established by the Phoenicians, which is why you study phonetics when you're learning English. At the very least, you can definitely say that Latin, Greek, and other languages were definitely influenced by the Phoenicians. The word omne is a Sanskrit word that corresponds to, or some will say AUM is derived from omne, meaning all. Okay, the root meaning of omne, meaning all. All denotes omniscience, omnipresence, and omnipotence. Okay, with omniscience, all-knowing, being Tahuti, omnipotence being secure, omnipresence being Asar, the universality of all, the acknowledgement and enlightenment that all is one. This is the omnipresence of Asar, where consciousness is present everywhere. So we can look at the three words Aum, representative of what life is and how things are transitioned into being, sustained, and transitioned into other forms. Also, Aum is demonstrated with the law of rhythm. So, law of rhythm is the law of cycle. Aum is the quintessential, premier demonstration of the law of rhythm in action. So, creation, preservation, and transition. Pause, repeat. That's life in a simple form. So everyone, you just got the secret of life in like 10 seconds. That's life. The law of rhythm perfectly demonstrates Aum. Sejum. Sejum is the sound principle or vibration principle of our cosmic existence, because these cosmic powers apply to our consciousness. We are the universe. Consciousness is the universe. Sejum, it also demonstrates the power or acknowledges the power of saying or chanting Aum. Okay. There's power in the vibration. Ma'at, the order, is also demonstrated in Aum. Ma'at, the order, is the structure of the universe, the order of the universe. It's also the preserving nature or balancing nature. I've taken information that I've been presented with, and then I've applied it to these laws, which each and every one of us has the ability to do and understand and define these terms and laws for ourselves, for our own personal use. So I'm recommending everyone do the same thing and not just take my word for it. Okay, where was I? Oh, Heka, the magic. The creation principle, Aum, with the creation principle is the process of taking thought, which is energy, which is consciousness, and creating something, preserving that thing and transitioning that thing into something else. And repeat, law of rhythm. That's the magic. That's the Heka. The creative aspect of Aum, not just the A. It's how things come into being and transition into other forms of being. Okay, I wanted to also throw a little bit of the 12 disciplines of mind in there. Bartholomew is the imaginative principle, the imaginative discipline of the 12 disciplines. It's about your creativity, you're using the imagination. Also, we have Judas. Judas represents the transitioning aspect of the 12 disciplines of mind and the need to always be elevating oneself, transitioning oneself away from those aspects of self that are harmful to us. You'll hear some say that Judas represents death or suicide. Yeah. The removal or destruction of the aspects of self, transitioning, I prefer to say, those aspects of self that prevent you from your enlightenment. All right. What's interesting to note is that the symbol for gold, AU, from the Latin word, Phoenician word, arum. The etymology of the word denotes dawn, or goddess of dawn, aurora, to become light, become red. To me, that corresponds to awakening. It corresponds to the process of enlightenment. It also, to me, corresponds to the creational aspect of Aum. Aum. Relatively speaking, I think we all can see that Aum, the gold symbol, and Aum relate to one another in some way, even if it's a bit of a stretch. There's some correspondence there. All right, so thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Until next time, peace and love.